is Friday, August 21st, 2026. We're at Greenlawn on the Port Jefferson branch. We're going to be going between here and Huntington, maybe a little bit west. We have an M3 working tonight for train 1568. 9818 is the leader with 12 cars. The set was actually supposed to be tonight for train 1060, as that set ran as train 1919 this morning, but a little bit of a change around on equipment move. And as a result now, we have this M3 working as train 1568. Here at Greenlawn now, we're going to be seeing train 660, Penn Station to Port Jeff. The M30AC 506 leading 519 on the rear with 7. As this is running with 664's normal equipment. As a result, 664 tonight running with DM30AC 521 still with the American 250 wrap with 515 on the rear and 6. This was the Cannonball set last week with 12, running on the Port Jeff with 6. Cannonball tonight running with DM30AC 501 on the point, 509 on the rear with 12. 660 just going through Huntington now, only a minute late, so that will be getting right around the 6 o'clock or so time frame. All right, we're looking points west here at Greenlawn. Haven't been here since last year at this camera spot. Last time we were here, there were freight cars hindering my view and had to go to the station to get the photo. One thing is, I happen to like this spot because over here there's a nice view of the train coming in. Track closest to here is a freight siding used to store maintenance of way equipment. Siding ends just before the Cuba Hill Road crossing, just to the west of here. And to the east, at the east end of Greenlawn Station, after the main track platform. There was one time where this would have been a controlled siding over here, but never took place. This is where trains can... That's why the south platform was built, with the possibility of trains that can basically pass on the siding over here. But again, that did not take place, and trains are running on the main track, which is to the furthest track off to the right. And again, 660 will be here. Scheduled arrival time is 6:01. Arrives at Huntington at 5:54. So it's right around the time frame. Right ahead of him was train 1564, the local between Penn Station and Huntington. So 660 will be getting here momentarily. Time now 5:57. All right, time now is 5:57 again, and here comes 660s. The gates are coming down to Cuba Hill Road. Again, he's only a minute late. Again, DM30AC 506 leading 519 on the rear with 7. crossing to the east of the station is Taylor Avenue. This is now local between Huntington and Port Jefferson. Next station after this one is Northport. And once again, this is train 660, Penn Station to Port Jefferson. Right here at Greenlawn, right at Railroad Street over here, and Broadway over here. We got the Oldfields restaurant. It's probably a pretty expensive restaurant, but this restaurant's been around here for a long time. Time now 6:08. We're at Park Avenue here. We have train 662 coming. And here he comes, train 662 from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. And we have 5022 on the rear with D30AC, 408 on the point, 3 cars. All right, we're taking a look here towards the Southside Extension. Off to the right is Builder's First Source, formerly Cleat Lumber. You could see the freight cars off to the right there, off the main tracks of the Port Jet branch. Track on the extreme left is the Southside Extension, where they lay up a few trains. And either 1660, which is at Huntington now, will lay up here, or 1662, the following train from Grand Central to Huntington, will lay up. It's usually 1660 that does. We'll find out shortly if 1660 is in the station at Huntington now. And again, 1660 will be the most likely culprit, as it's running with a 10 car M7 set led by 7310. Being that it is 10 cars, that would probably be the one that's going to lay up. 1662, not too far behind that. That's also running with 12 cars led by 7312. Going through Westbury now. Train 664 running with DM30AC 521 leading. If 1660 doesn't lay up in the extension, and apparently it is on the move now as it is going into the siding here, most likely going to lay up for the weekend here at the very east end of the Southside Extension. Lead car will be laying up right where that little mini platform is. And we should be seeing that coming in shortly. Again, 1660 from Grand Central to Huntington will be the first train to lay up over here. Right behind 1660 will be train 1566. Which will turn around as 1573 on the south platform at Huntington. Most likely we'll be staying over here for 664. And here comes 1660 now as he's slowly creeping up to the east end here at Huntington on the south side extension. Once again, this train will be laying up over here for the weekend, as there will be a Grand Central run on Monday. And he's all laid up for the weekend over here. All right, we're at the Pulaski Road crossing just to the west of Huntington. And we will be seeing train 664 pass momentarily here. Trains are coming down now at 11th Street for 664. Again, DM 30 AC 521 leading. 515 on the 0 and 6. Got here in the nick of timing for 664. Right here, that this will be switching over from 2 to 1 here between 11th Street and Pulaski. These are now coming down for 664 right now. we're at Oakwood Road here. We're going to be watching train 1573 pass by as he departed Huntington right on time. .1568 running 6 minutes late out of Syosset now. So we'll be passing 1573 at Cold Spring Harbor at this point. Into Huntington within the next 10 minutes. Just going through the crossings now. Time now is 6:50, and here comes 1573. And this is train 1573 local between Huntington and Penn Station. Alright, 1568 currently at Cold Spring Harbor, 7 minutes late. Should be coming here momentarily. And 12 cars on this consist, with 9915 on the west end. Sticking here for a few extra minutes as we have C402 leading train 698, newest D30AC with its key 5 chime on it. We should be seeing that shortly. We're watching this train momentarily as it's coming up the hill at Cold Spring Harbor. Time now 6:55 and 1560. Should be rounding the curve right at milepost 33. And here we go. This is 1568. The M3 set led by 9818 and 12. 99.33, 99.36, 99.35, 98.96, 98.95, 98.42, 98.41, 99.16, 99.15. And this is 1568 Penn Station to Huntington. Alright, 698 is immediately following 1568, which I predicted we would be waiting for this one before I leave to go home. It's been a long day today as I was at the company barbecue in Hop Pot. So while I was out, found this train, SM3 working. Figured I'd come over here. Missed today's cannonball, but that's okay. Time now is 6:57. And here comes 698. And C3 cab car 5006 on the rear. This is train 698. Long Island City to Port Jefferson. Alright, we're taking a quick look at the M3 equipment that came in as 1568. This equipment will be going back west as 4655. Last few days, this equipment went back to West Side Yard. It got back later as a Ronkonkoma train, but normally this would be going to Hillside Facility. We'll see where this one lands up. Alright, taking one final look. The 1664 will be coming here on 1 platform A. 1566 will be departing as train 4655 shortly as 1664 arrives and will be turning around in the station.